Hello, my name is Renee Irvin, and I'm speaking to you from the University of Oregon about avoiding financial drama. I have an example of financial drama right here from my local paper from just a couple days ago. This organization is recovering after a cash squeeze forced it to lay off 2 employees and prompted leadership changes. Unexpected months-long delays in getting reimbursements from grants and unanticipated cleanup expenses from a recent snowstorm drained the organization's cash reserves. So this is the kind of financial drama you don't need. You want to make your finances stable, boring, and invisible. That way your organization can continuously and aggressively pursue its mission instead of lurching from one financial crisis to the next. There are 3 ways to avoid financial drama. 1, smart cash budgeting. 2, build a rainy day fund. And 3, build and use a quasi-endowment fund. Number 1, cash budgeting is for anticipated seasonal fluctuations in cash needs. So if you have a month-to-month budget, for example, revenues are often quite lumpy while your expenses might be more steady as you pay your staff. And that means in some months your expenses are going to be above your revenues and you need cash to cover that. That's just smart budgeting. You start the year out with an adequate cash reserve to meet these anticipated fluctuations in cash needs. What about surprises? What if a hurricane blows the roof off your building? This brings us to method number 2 to stabilize your finances. For these surprises and recessions, you need to build a rainy day fund. It's also called a budget stabilization fund or reserves. You must structure this very carefully so that you build up your rainy day fund when times are good so that you can actually use it when times are bad. Problem: once you have money in a rainy day fund, every day people will tell you that it's raining. Is it really a financial emergency? Or does someone in the organization just want more money to work with? So set some rules on payout or spending. Make sure that paying out from your rainy day fund requires the approval of a majority of your board members. Another hard part about rainy day funds is building them up in the first place. If you wait till the end of the year and simply save your surplus, you'll probably never save much at all. So everybody has ideas on how to spend a surplus, and the rainy day fund has a very quiet voice. It's better to put a contribution into the rainy day fund into your budget from day one, from the beginning of the year. Say 5% of your operating expenses, and then continue saving until you have, say, about 25% of your annual operating expenses. Unlike your cash budget, invest the money in your rainy day fund. In any given year, chances are you won't need it, so you might as well invest it, make it work for you. Your third method of avoiding financial drama is to have a quasi-endowment fund. This is an endowment fund that the board decides to set up. Because it's not donor restricted, this can be spent down to 0 if necessary. But normally, you should use your quasi-endowment fund to provide a steady outflow of revenue for the organization to pay for just normal operating costs. In other words, it's a steady source of income, and it's not normally intended for financial emergencies, but you can use it for it if you need to. Pay into your endowment fund with windfalls. Unrestricted bequests, for example, are wonderful windfalls and should be saved in the endowment. Once you start accumulating endowment, decide on a steady payout rate, say 4 or 5%. And also, just like your rainy day fund, invest these funds aggressively in your endowment so that over time it stays ahead of inflation and grows. And that's all you need. I wish you all the best in creating drama-free, boring, stable finances for your organization.